And we're live.
Are you going to get a new GPU? 30 series?
No, I just watched that though. I have.
How much was going to be?
It looks like, there's 3 of them. The mid tier, which would be killer for what you do, Taylor, is like $800.
Oh shit! That's
I want to say the mid tier is more powerful than the 2080 Ti, or at least the 2080.
The low tier is.
Oh,
yeah, I thought that
really.
Too. That's
God,
what I thought also.
damn.
I thought that
so there's 3070, 80,
and
and 90. 3070, 3080, 3090. And the 3070 is, I think it's 500. It's $499, I think. And that is more powerful than a 2080 Ti for $500.
Ti.
2080 Ti.
2080 Ti was 1,000? Was that what it was?
I probably paid $1,200 because I wanted it as fast as possible. Right. I think what I'm going to do is wait for the best Ti of the 30 series to come out. I think I'll wait for that and get that, like maybe Christmas or something like that. And it's, what I said before the cards came out was the card has to be so fucking good that it requires better peripherals. Or I'm not going to get it. It is that good. It turned out, yeah.
What do you mean? Like you just replace more parts in your PC and shit?
No, what I'm saying is that if this card had come out and had been 15% faster than my 2080 Ti, like the top tier one, or 25%, I mean, well, shit, that's just going to get me a couple more frames on the games I already play on the monitor I'm already using. But it's so goddamn powerful that the Ti version of the 3090 or whatever it is going to allow me to play fucking 4K at 144 hertz.
You could play
8K
VR,
60 frames.
You could play VR with full frames and have a display screen, like also monitoring, just like anyone that want,
Every so often when these cards drop, it's a big change, right? When the 1080 dropped and the 1080 Ti, the leap over the 980 was ginormous. It was a game changer, and Nvidia's stock skyrocketed. It was this big deal. When the 2000 series came out, it was kind of incremental, 15% better. And it turned out that got a little better with drivers over time, but it was just like a little better than the 1080. I still have a 1080 Ti. Then the 30s came out, and it's one of those years. It's one of those special years where,
huge leap forward.
Do you think I should even wait for those Ti ones, or just jump on the 3090?
No. You should get the 3070 or the 3080 as soon as you can, and it'll power everything. What you've got a 1080p monitor. You need a 3070. You need the $500 card, and you're going to be killer on every game.
Monitor? Is that
he's blind as a owl.
As an owl. Yeah. I'll just buy a new monitor then. Whatever. My brother would love to have this. I can give it to him. Is that worthwhile? That won't impact my stream sees, right?
Right.
You'd probably say.
Oh, I don't give a fuck what I see.
Yeah, I was going to say that you actually don't, for you, where you, you play Fall Guys and stuff like that, you wouldn't need a monitor, but for most people,
he plays Red Dead, though.
But monitors, for gaming experience, a monitor is, so important.
To me,
when you're building your PC, you have to find that balance between the card and the monitor, or, whatever your computer will be, just because you could spend so much money building a computer, and then to play it on a regular 1080p monitor, it's not enough. You're not really. I sound like you sound like you can't talk about PCs and not sound like an asshole.
It's not about what Taylor plays, according to me. It's about what Taylor might play, right? Flight Simulator came out. Literally, hardware doesn't exist on this planet that runs that game well. Fucking period, right? A 2080 Ti is kind of shit in that game. You won't get 60 frames if you go to the cities. If you've never played 120 frames, then that person doesn't need to be spoiled. You won't get 60. You won't get 60 frames. This is fucking bad for consoles, this bullshit on. That's why I'm not playing. Part of the reason I'm not playing a lot of Flight Simulator.
I play console all the time, and I never noticed the frame rate until I noticed the frame rate. It changed everything.
Taylor is a big deal streamer, and I feel like when he buys a new setup, there shouldn't be any doors closed on what games he wants to play.
See, I'm on Woody's side.
But he can still play 60 frames, but not see 60 frames.
I want to play the Forest. I want to play the Forest, and I want it to look real pretty, real nice, and everything. I want to play games like that, and I may as well invest in it. I'm just saying,
wait, are we talking about a monitor or a computer?
We're talking about everything at this point.
Another thing about Taylor, I think we have this in common. I suspect he'd like to buy this computer and then just not fucking worry about hardware for the next 3 years.
Yes. Yeah. Someone, my friend who's really computer savvy texted me. He's like, "What's your CPU?" And I was like, "Haha."
Intel, I think.
I've got one.
It's the Intel.
Not a computer. It's Intel something. It streams Hoarders in 4K. You can really see the shit pile.
You can almost smell the feces when you watch Hoarders. It's great.
You haven't watched Hoarders online until you go to the brand new A&E YouTube channel where they uploaded all the old seasons. You can see every old hair, blue hair from that woman who lived in cat shit for 10 years. You can see every one protruding from cat feces. Like it's really detailed.
I think what you need, Taylor, and like my recommendation, I think you should step up to 1440p over 1080p. That's what I play in. It's noticeably clearer and better looking. And get like 144 hertz 1440p monitor. I use a BenQ just because it's what Shroud fucking uses, and it was like, well, I bet he put a lot of work into figuring out what he wanted to use. So my work is done for me.
I was told what to get.
And
you don't game outside of streaming though, right?
Not very much. Like when I game outside of stream, I played Fall Guys a couple times outside of stream, being like, because in my head I was like, the reason you're sucking so bad is because you're trying to engage with chat. You'd be doing much better if you weren't.
That might
not
be true.
Oh. Yeah, I was still struggling pretty hard to try and get wins. But really, the reason that I don't game different games is because like it's not going to look that good, you know. And so I'm totally going for what he's saying.
But,
like, I don't want
but to get 144 hertz, the monitor will be expensive, and you can't even. Your audience isn't going to get 144 hertz.
Yeah, but he'll get it. Taylor's got money, and he can.
You might be. I feel like.
The difference between the 144 hertz and like one that does like 60 hertz is like you can get some cool ass Elgato fucking switcher type thing that might engage the stream
Amazon.
More, you know?
You don't need the V6 in your delivery truck. A V4 will get it done most of the time, and you don't need We're fucking Amazon here, baby. We want to be able to handle any problem that our delivery trucks might come upon. Right? Taylor is not a fledgling
so that's
streamer.
1080p.
He's
144 hertz. Okay, so I need that plus.
Saying like at the overkill of it, regardless, no matter what, he's never going to game 144 hertz solo. Like it's never going to happen. Like to reach 100. The best thing is at least he's buying for the next 3 years. Yeah, but I just like you could still just aim for 1080, and that's what people are watching it in. You know.
Okay. I would have picked 1440, but yeah.
I don't know. I the only thing is that I gave I've bought or helped purchase little streaming setups for so many people recently, and you could really customize it for a person. If he's never gonna game, that's blessed because you guys and me, we like premium gaming experiences. We've been gaming for our whole lives. Taylor is a streamer now, and so everything he purchases could be in the concept of a streamer first and a gamer second, at least in the way I see it.
What struck me is when Taylor said, I'm going to play The Forest. I'd like it to look good. Man, you can make games look so pretty. Like I remember when I first got that curved 34-inch monitor, and I started modding the shit out of Skyrim and turning the settings to maximum with when I first got that 1080 Ti, and I was just like, fuck, I wish I could smoke weed. This is incredible. This is incredible. The colors, everything's so sharp.
My number one priority would be make it look as good as possible on stream. But I want to be able to see it look really good too. If I'm playing it,
60's just the limit on stream. But then going from 60 upwards in frame rate on the monitor gets very expensive. And I'm just thinking, if you're a streamer, you can get a little Elgato soundboard switcher type thing and do some silly ass shit, or you can even pay some graphic designer to make you a special. There are just other ways to spend the money that I'm thinking, because you're fortunate in that you're not going to game this away from stream.
Mm-hmm. And then
but you can still blast it to ultra HD graphics, full fucking crazy everything. but just 1080 60 is just you'll never go past it because
I didn't know there was
don't give a shit.
limit of that. Like,
no, the Twitch limit's the bit rate, right? Is it like 5,000 or 6,000?
It's 5, I think. It's the.
But you could still do 4K 60 frames on that.
For being a streamer, I don't know fucking shit about any of this.
I think it's 6,500, but and he wants to play anything. Make it look great. 3 years from now,
it may have gone up.
So then, just throw all the money at it and just fucking buy the craziest computer.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
get a sponsor.
These new GPUs are so fucking good, dude. That if you buy the $800 GPU right now, like, you're gonna max that 1080p monitor the fuck out. It's not. It's gonna be like putting a fucking supercharged V10 in your. I don't know.
It is, but you're right.
On a bicycle, on a fucking bicycle.
Like he's not maximizing it enough. Like
yeah,
I know what you mean.
A lot of wasted horsepower.
Because all the extra horsepower is going to be the frames of it, and the monitor's not doing. Like I get it, but like it's also now that computer instead of 3 years is going to serve his purpose for like 5.
Ever?
Unless 4K 60. I don't know if people will start watching streams 4K 60. Like
I want to play 4K 144. Like that's what I'm talking about with this.
I want to play 4K 144, but big. I want it to be like 50 inches. I want them bigger. I want them bigger now. I want them like I thought. Like I have like this is like 34 or 37. I don't know, but like
that's pretty big.
It is, but I want it. But it only does 120. But I want bigger. Like I want them to be the size of TVs.
Oh, do you have the curved one?
It's got a curve to it.
What's it called? What is it? Is the Predator?
Predator, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've got that one too. I'm not using it right now, but it was a little hard to. It's ultra wide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. It was weird because I was using it to play modded Skyrim and Fallout, and I had to go through so much modding to get those games to work in ultra wide. So I switched to a standard, like 144 BenQ that's 1440p. I like it a lot, but. What I recommend to we're not going to do a whole PC build like live on the show, but I like 144 hertz at least, and I like 1440p at least. These new GPUs are insane.
Second one, is that okay? Because it's only like $260. That's way less than I was thinking when you guys were saying it was real expensive.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what an AOC is.
But I mean these numbers like 144.
Those stats seem fine. I mean, it's 144 hertz.
I don't know, and I don't know enough details. But I feel like 4 milliseconds isn't that good.
It's 1 millisecond on the 144 hertz G2 series.
Oh, I just clicked that link. I don't know. I just clicked the first link.
Yeah, he's looking at the 27-inch 2K curved monitor.
Man, you guys are so lucky. Like living in the States, like you just don't get shit like that in Canada. You never get the cheap options. Or like the lower end, you never get that. Like you just get the
Canada's protecting you from companies like AOC.
But you know what? Like I'm good. Take AOC, use that for a year. It breaks. Okay, another $250. I still haven't spent as much as I did on,
That's not bad.
Or it does something weird. There's probably gonna be like a blue line, like slowly scanning upwards on it or something.
Yeah, I just bought two.
You just ignore it. It's like $1,000 less than what you were expecting to pay.